name too.
Nevermore was a really cool name. I think they should go back to Nevermore Shadow Fiend. Nevermore the Shadow Fiend. I like a lot of the titles, like SLTV the Slithering Guard.
Yeah, I think a lot of them are cool.
Yeah.
What was Lena? Was she Lena?
Slayer.
The Slayer. I was gonna say that, but it sounded too silly. I had trouble believing that it was actually true. Lena the Slayer. You know, that was my... when I first got the internet and was able to play video games, I was playing Diablo 2, and I made my first character on Battle.net, and his name was the... I wanted to be the Slayer, but the Slayer taken, so I just got rid of the ER and made it an A. It was the Slayer.
The Slayer?
The worst name ever.
Shadow Fiend has a soul of a poet, and in fact he has thousands of them. Over the ages he has claimed the souls of poets, priests, emperors, beggars, slaves, philosophers, criminals, and naturally heroes.
Jesus.
No sort of soul escapes him. What he does with them is unknown. No one has ever peered into the abysm whence Shadow Fiend reaches out like an eel from among astral rocks. Does he devour them one after another? Does he mount them along the halls of an eldritch temple, or pickle the souls in necromantic brine? Is he merely a puppet pushed through the dimensional rift by a demonic puppeteer? Such is his evil, so...
Nyx?
Oh yeah, that's terrible for Nyx. That's awful for Nyx.
Looks like it will be...
What is this off-lane Shadow Fiend business?
They're doing a 2-on-2 here. Stand-in Trib going to be playing on the Visage up top. We've got Yoki on the Shadow Fiend going into the off lane as well. Tame My Wild on Nyx looking for some solo mid. We've got Dread on the Treant and Shotchlo. He's on the Ember Spirit. He will be headed down to the bottom lane as well. Very interesting choices from Team RX here.
Steady now. 30 seconds until we are tested by combat.
This is unusual. Amy coming out from both teams is pretty unusual.
Yeah, Sadoy on the Timber Saw, Yol on the Lich. Looks like they'll be headed to the off lane.
I'm also surprised that Yol is starting off in the bottom lane to deny, because they don't have that strong of a tri lane. Like, Visage is good. Nyx is like meh if he's going to be there. Well, I guess they know he's not going to be there. It's like Tree, Visage, and Ember, but they don't have that great level 1 killing potential. I think they would like to have mid start off as poor as possible. I thought it would be like a solo off lane Nyx, Shadow Fiend mid, and then tri lane bottom, but
yeah,
this is...
Both teams try to throw a wrench in the mix to catch the other off guard. This is one of those times where I wish we had, you know, cams of our players' faces. They'd be like, huh? Lifestealer versus Nyx mid when there's a Shadow Fiend? Whoever would have guessed that? But Lich will rotate into the mid lane. He'll be supporting 6-3-3. So it will be a dual mid coming out from Rox.KIS. And they'll have a dual lane up in the safe lane. It will be Go Black playing on the Bane Elemental. And Solo will be on the Mirana.
Shadow Fiend's just one of those heroes that you never want to get, like, have too far behind. And he is against a double range lane, Mirana and Bane. But, I mean, they don't really have any pressure coming out to them right now. So I actually think this is a fairly smart coming out from Lax, although mid lane should be very heavily in Rox.KIS's favor.
Yeah, there's not much Nyx Assassin's going to be able to do here. He struggles in a lot of 1v1 matchups, and 2v1s, yeah, he doesn't have the lane presence. Like, he's got a stun, he can mana burn a little bit, but mana burn not particularly useful against a Lich and a Lifestealer.
Strug City, man.
Strug City. So it's a good start for Rox.KIS, I suppose. They'll get farm on the hero that needs it. Which is good because, well, we see a Mirana once again. Yesterday, Mirana and Furion, they were the two failures. And, oh, Sadoy actually down bottom. He's taking some damage. He does not have Timber Chain. Although Dread does not have the damage to take him out. That tree, man, he has such ridiculous starting damage.
Only 86 damage.
86. It's insane how hard he branches at the beginning.
Yeah, reactive armor is the least useful against Stream Protector of all heroes, I'd say.
Yeah. And Sadoy will come in. He's just trying to find some experience here, harassing the neutrals, doing what every good off-laner would. It seems Timbersaul's doing alright though. He has 2 last hits, partway into level 2. And there isn't really a true off-laner here for RX. I guess it's basically the Nyx Assassin in the mid lane, ironic as that may be.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And Tame My Wild, he's actually in some trouble. He'll get open wounded, and they won't have the damage to finish him off. There was a Spike Carapace still available, but as you can see, Nyx Assassin struggling quite a bit. And ooh, the Hasted Tree will actually waddle his way over to the mid lane. Looking for some harassment here. He does have Living Armor and Leech Seed already.
A player returns.
Nope, no kills coming out, just hasting around. I don't know, what do you think about Tree right now, Merlini? Where does he stand? What tier are we talking here?
He's alright. He works in some strategies. When you have important heroes to keep alive, like Shadow Fiend and like Ember Spirit, that are really crucial to team fights and really crucial because they're so farm dependent, I think it's okay. He's he's alright because he's a good combo breaker. He's not a great combo breaker though, because his range on his ultimate is not that great, and you have to be in the middle of the fight. And he usually isn't going to have the farm, but at the same time, his global presence with his living armor is very, very good, and being able to heal up towers and delay teams' pushes and mess with people's calculations in their head because of living armor is not to be underrated.
He's definitely a good hero. The problem I see with Treant is that he takes a little while to come online. Leech Seed is not very effective in the early levels. The damage is just not really that high unless it's paired with something else. And living armor, same story, different chapter. It's pretty garbage at level 1. It doesn't really block that much damage. It's not until level 3 and 4 when that spell really lets you get crazy and gully diving towers. So he's definitely one of those supports that needs experience to have a big impact, but generally speaking, I do agree with you that throwing people off their game, changing up the math a little bit.
You have to be good with tree, though. You have to be very good at map awareness. You have to be watching all 3 lanes, and like if Nyx dies mid, it's most likely the tree's fault.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Maybe.
Not always.
Like, as soon as he gets open wounds, if you tree armor him, he should not die at all.
Hopefully. Like, I mean, the early levels, though, it really, like, right now, Tree finally has level 2 living armor, and they might grab a kill on Sadoy down bottom. Do they have the damage? Shot low, he wants to dive it, and he'll finish him off. There's the first blood going out for Team Relax. You're doing fine. And they'll get that bonus gold on their choice hero, the Ember Spirit.
So is this laning choice working out for them? We have yet to see. Trip gets
up top.
Arrowed.
And Visage taking some heavy damage. Oh, wow, they get the extra star on top of him as well. Makes it an easy kill. Mirana hops away, uses the sap, and they'll just come back to lane and start harassing this Shadow Fiend.
I think the tree armor came a little bit late there.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't know if it was off cooldown or not. But all in all, it's not that bad for Relax. You're doing fine. We see Shadow Fiend with 16-9 CS compared to 14-4 for Mirana. So slight victory for them there. Shadow Fiend's lane buddy did die though, and in mid lane, TMW just getting harassed non-stop, only with 8 CS compared to 25-9. So that is a huge victory for Rox.KIS, especially considering both of them are almost level 5 and Team MW is just level 5 himself. But their real big loser is in the off lane. So I guess all in all, the laning phase is fairly even. Rox.KIS coming out with a slight gold lead, mostly due to this mid lane, and Lich just being super annoying. He's going to reach level 6 very, very early. And I think that Shadow Fiend is going to need a BKB. No surprise there. I mean, like, even if you just throw like a Chakram and a Chain Frost at him, he's going to be in a lot of deep doo-doo.
Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday with Shadow Fiend. It's pretty much core on him across the board.
Going on Sadoy.
Uh-oh, down bottom. Sadoy, he's in some trouble. He will Timber Chain away, but Sachlo with that Flame Guard on, he can do a fair bit of damage here. Meanwhile, up top, that's the kill that I was anticipating. But Visage will fall to the wrath of the Bane Mirana combo. Solo actually taking some tower shots here, though he will leap back. And Yoki will not be able to secure a kill.
I think Visage actually probably should have gone for a 1-1-1 build, considering how the lane's been going. TMW gets initiated on mid.
And they might be able to grab a kill here as well. Living armor yet to come out. There's the Spike Carapace, but Lifestealer will be able to rage through it. A few more auto attacks, but they won't find it. Tame My Wild off the mark with the stun. Yol coming in. One more auto attack. Oh no, he'll be able to sip the bottle just in time. They both walk away. Meanwhile, up top, Shadow Fiend will get picked by the Bane Mirana combo.
That was just, it wasn't even a combo.
Oh, just the
arrow.
The arrow to the face. So now all of a sudden, Tame My Wild RX are in some trouble. Tame My Wild included in that bundle.
Man,
when,
Yol
Shadow
is
comes
living
out.
life on the edge.
Yol going YOLO.
That was a very lucky rune, or I mean, it was sitting there for like a good 40 seconds, and that's a real good for Nyx Assassin though, almost level 6. If Lifestealer also had Orb of Venom, I think that Nyx Assassin would have been dead probably twice too.
Yeah.
So I think skimping out on that 275 gold oov is not worth it, or going for an early phase. Either or, I think that Nyx Assassin would be a lot more trouble. He is going for the far more greedy build with that early hand of Midas. 7 minutes in, I don't actually think that that's necessary, because they're a more early mid-game oriented team, and the longer Lifestealer takes to fight, the more Shadow Fiend and Ember Spirit get to farm.
Oh, arrow down bottom, off the mark, but is pretty close to connecting with Yoki. There will be a lane rotation coming out from RX now as Shadow Fiend moves down to the bottom. Sachla will move up top for a little bit of off-lane action. And right now, there's nobody in the mid. They're going to leave this Lifestealer to his own devices, as it looks like they do want to set up a kill down bottom. Tame My Wild is now 6. Vendetta's online. And Sadoy, look at this great positioning, good map awareness here. He's stationed by the tower.
I think they can still kill him though if he gets a triple raise.
Oh no! Now he pops out. This will be an easy kill.
Well, don't even need triple raise. He makes it easy for them.
Yep.
You kind of have to expect a Nick Skink. Like if he's not in mid farming up versus Lifestealer and he's level 6, you should probably be scared in one of the side lanes. And Gallblack, he's not going to die to his Nick solo. He has around 800 HP with a magic stick, and the next likely target is going to be that poor Timber Saw, who is level 6. We see shot flip.
Well, he'll grab a haste rune, and he will scurry away with the fire remnants. He does have a bottle in the inventory as well. Now he may be looking to get aggressive, putting a fire remnant down for good measure so he can make the escape. Yol trying to get away here, does have boots. Lich is a rather speedy hero. And they're going to try to dive him. Arrow comes in, actually off the mark. Great footwork here from Yol, but still gets clipped by a stun. Fire Remnant out, and Lich will survive. Well,
he had more
played
mana,
Yol,
he could have killed him.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to die too. So good mana management by Amber, knowing his limitations, not overextending, and giving them an easy kill, and forcing a couple heroes to rotate and save that poor Lich.
Yeah. Now, there are some issues here for Team RX. Rox.KIS are slowly pulling ahead, about 1,200 gold, somewhere about 1,700 experience, but the supports are so underleveled. Tree and Visage both sitting only level 4 right now. Tree's moved into the jungle, desperately trying to find some recovery farm, and Visage still a little ways off the mark to get those familiars out. Meanwhile, on the Dire side, we've got Lich, who's just about to ding level 6, and Bane, he's already up to level 7 with Arcane Boots, so a huge disparity across the ports.
Yeah, just 3 kills in that in their safe lane though. That should not happen. I mean, yeah, granted it's a Shadow Fiend Visage lane, but they have Tree Armor to back them up, and Visage is really good at in the laning phase, so I don't think they should have given up 3 kills, like 1 or 2. I mean, Shadow Fiend can't really do that much to the sleep arrow combo. He can just take it himself. Which is not the worst idea in the world if it comes out when the arrow comes out. We see Nick Assassin going in real deep.
At the very least,
real deep. This tower's really low.
And will burn a glyph. I think it's in deny range. Yep, certainly is. Could be a pretty easy tower deny. Another port coming in as well. Looks like there could be a skirmish about the bottom rune. Shotchlo and the Mirana exchanging blows, but they'll both just walk away.
None of these supports have dust or sentries on them, and that leaves them just so vulnerable to Mirana ganks. So they haven't even started using Infest Bombs yet.
Yeah, Lifestealer is just happy as a clam, free farming away up top. He's halfway through level 8. I hope so. I mean, they've got a pretty simple life. You just go by the ways of the tide, you know, you just float around, eat salt water.
Sounds like some SpongeBob SquarePants shit.
Oh, the arrow connects with Shadow Fiend from long distance, but oh, Shotchlo doing a lot of damage here. The Chain Frost taking a couple of bounces, but then flies into the creeps. Shotchlo is taking heavy damage, but he will survive. Now, Timber Saw will actually fall as he overcommits onto the Shadow Fiend.
Nice rotation from Shotchlo. That was so important that he came. Lifestealer is there, but he's tardy to the party.
He's tardy to the party indeed, my friend. Now he's coming in. Open wounds on Yoki. Arrow connects as well. Living Armor buys him some time, but it is not enough. And the Shadow Fiend will fall. Will they continue to pursue? Dread as well as the Visage
Shadow Fiend is so useless right now.
Like, Nightmare on Tame My Wild. Do they have an arrow for the setup? Doesn't look like it. Go Black, you're in no man's land. Where are your friends? There's the arrow, connects with the Treant. Mirana hops in. Go Black uses the Brain Sap to buy himself some time. They secure the kill on the Treant, but it will cost him their Bane. Now solo, he's got nowhere to go. He used that leap aggressively. Timber Saw, he's back in the fray. Lich throwing that Frost Nova. He'll be able to take out the Visage, and they'll be able to grab a kill on the Nyx Assassin as well. It did cost them their Mirana. Both sides taking heavy damage. Fire Remnant down, and will Shotchlo even need it? Open wounds come out, as does the Living Armor. And
they're almost out of mana. I think they have to back off very soon.
Yeah, this Living Armor is just too much. He'll connect with the Bolas. And Shotchlo, where are you headed? He's just trying to buy time right now. And oh, the luck. He finds the 12-minute rune, grabs himself an illusion. They're still chasing, though, and there you go. Hops to that Flame Remnant he dropped just a few moments ago. And he outsmarts him.
Shotchlo's playing really well in the Ember Spirit, though. He's contributing to fights, but he's not overextending. He's also using his 5 remnants offensively, but always having one up in case he's about to die. And he's playing around the Living Armor cooldown, too. He's just doing a good job of kiting the team in general. And yeah, Shadow Fiend, he has a minus right now, but Lifesteal still is like in that I can crush you Shadow Fiend so hard mode. And Shadow Fiend's like forced to turn tail and run. Gallblack setting up in mid. There is the grip.
Yol coming in. He's got a Frost Nova. No Chain Frost available. Do they have the damage? And they do with the Starstorm, but in comes Shotchlo. Solo taking heavy damage again. Used the leap aggressively. Doesn't have it to escape, but he will still be able to make it out. Will throw Flame Remnant onto the high ground, or Fire Remnant rather. And I think Rox.KIS need to be a little bit careful here. Uh-oh, there's the Infest Bomb. Arrow from long range connects with the Visage. Now Dread gets dropped as well. Sadoy giving me flashbacks to MLG Columbus here as he is just tear-assing around Manhattan with this Timber Saw. But now he's in some trouble. Can he Timber Chain out? Oh, he gets stunned, but does make it to the low ground. That might be enough to buy him the time he needs. Impale off the mark. Arrow off the mark as well, but creates some space, and Sadoy does make it back to safety. Well done by Rox.KIS as they add a few more to the scoreboard.
The Relax support are just playing like garbage right now. They don't have any sentries still, and Nyx Assassin just gets all these free initiates. They have free initiates with Mirana Ultimate, and they're just not doing a good job of protecting the Shadow Fiend. We see Dread on the tree, 0, 2, and 2. He has 600 gold too. It's not like he's poor. And Visage 0, 4, and 2, and he finally has Sentry Wards. But your first Sentry Wards are coming out 13 minutes in. That's just too late.
Way too late against the Mirana. Lifestealer will be going toe-to-toe with Shotchlo. He tries to port out, but it gets interrupted. Chain Frost comes.
Where was he TPing? That was more than 3 seconds TP.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
What interrupted him as well?
The Chain Frost.
Oh, okay, the Chain Frost went off in time. And arrow off the mark for Tamai Wild. He will bottle up the double damage, and he should be able to make it out. But that's a big kill right there, shutting down that First Spirit. He's now 3-1-1, a kill they desperately needed. And all of a sudden, Rox.KIS are just in great shape. Shadow Fiend still farming decently well, but Lifestealer maintaining an edge over him of just about 800 gold. He now has Phase Boots and Drum of Endurance online.
One thing that Relax has been doing well is defending their T1s, and a lot of that has to do with Tree. And he's just able to keep them alive and limit the amount of space that Rox.KIS can move about in. And do they have sentries yet? Nope, still has not placed one. If they place one in mid, you get that value, getting that Observer Ward. Yeah, there he goes.
There you go. Visage really stepping it up. Visage is just so broke, though. He is the only one still in the triple digits worth of net worth. 0, 4, and 2. Not the best
Here they
Visage
go
we've
with
seen.
another.
And
yeah, with another
Moonlight Shadow.
They just aren't prepared for this, and somebody's about to die. Triv is about to die.
Yep. Oh, Triv. He's trying to counter ward. There's the Fiend's Grip, and make it 5. He's going to get taken out. Shotchlo could be in some trouble. Is going to put down a Flame Remnant. Arrow will be slightly off the mark here, but now Shotchlo getting a bit more aggressive. Bola's come out onto Solo. Uses that Sleight of Fist as well. This is sort of an odd engage here for RX. They're split in half. Again, Tamai Wild off the mark. He'll get put into a Nightmare. Arrow connects. Now they'll turn it around. He'll get dropped. And Shotchlo coming in, throws bolas once again, but he'll be forced to make a quick escape. Wow. Rox.KIS just dominating at this point, Merlini.
Relax is not doing a good job of creating space. They need space creators, and I think it's mostly Nyx Assassin who's supposed to, like, that should be fairly easy kill on everybody but the Lifestealer. You just Vendetta, Impale, Mana Burn, and own them with Visage Birds as well as a Soul Assumption, but that's easier said than done. Rox.KIS is doing a very good job of moving about. As for Lifestealer comes as necessary while they pressure the T1s, constantly applying pressure to the jungle, so Shadow Fiend and Ember Spirit cannot farm in safety and often have to come to fights.
Here we see another engage breaking out by the Tier 1 tower mid on the Radiant side of the river. Shotchlo in the front lines, trying to create some space for his team. Solo gets left behind. That'll end his mega kill streak. And now Rox.KIS will be forced to retreat. Fiend's Grip not up for another 15 seconds, and they are a little bit low on health and mana. Sadoy does get engaged upon. Does some return damage out on Shotchlo. Now they're looking for an opening. Dread does have an overgrowth available. But, as you mentioned earlier, the problem with Tree is positioning, and he just couldn't get into a good spot at the right time. He just have his Arcane Boots up as now. Looks like that's what he was pooling his gold for. So Relax will find 1 kill on the Mirana. Not bad, but also not the biggest game changer we've seen. Lich does have an ultimate available. Glyph comes out. It looks like Rox.KIS do want to make a hold. Fiend's Grip now available. They've got all the tools at their disposal, Merlini. Can they whittle their way into a victory? Shotchlo takes a long-range arrow. In come the open wounds. Your living armor not going to save you from that. and they will keep their tower alive and get another kill on the high-profile, high-value Ember Spirit.
Solo's been playing really well, getting a lot of good arrows. 8, 2, and 4 on him. He's not the most farmed of Priestess of the Moon, but this is exactly what a Priestess of the Moon should be doing. Getting a lot of kills, disrupting the farm of your opponents, and you can out-carry them if they don't have as much gold, and they're not trading farm like we see in a lot of Maranas, especially yesterday.
Oh, Ember Spirit, he'll buy back. He wants to hop into this party. He'll get a kill on Bane. Now out comes the Overgrowth as well, but so much AoE damage coming the way of the Radiant. That Chain Frost bouncing around, doing some damage. And Visage did find a double kill on both the Lifestealer and the Timber Saw, but Shotchlo will overcommit. He gets picked off before this fight ends. A lot of low health heroes on the side of RX, but they'll continue to press forward. Again, the Impale off the mark. Today is not Tame My Wild's day. He will throw a Mana Burn out onto Solo, but wow, you gotta start landing some of those Impales, my man.
Ember Spirit, he's had enough of these poor sports. He's buying dust for himself. He's really poor. He's been involved. He has to be involved though. If he did not come to the fights, they would have lost their T1s a long time ago. So I think Ember Spirit has been playing extremely well on the side of Relax. 4, 3, and 4 on him. Almost has Chrysalis. Surprised he's going Chrysalis instead of, let's say, Drums or even a Battle Fury. That's the usual standard for Ember Spirit, especially considering his somewhat like mana-intensive spells. But yeah, Relax. Very good job with that team fight, and it looks like they've bounced back from a 5,000 gold deficit, cut that lead to around 3,000, and they have taken actually the first tower of the game, second tower of the game.
Oh gosh, Impale off the mark again for Tame My Wild up top.
Poor guy.
Poor.
That spell's hard to hit, but sometimes you just want to lead up or start with a Carapace into Impale just to make it that much easier.
That's true, not a bad way to do it if you're having trouble connecting. Tower count is 2-0 in favor of Relax, so that's part of that gold dent. The tier 1 that fell was
Josh,
denied.
look how manly he is. He is
Feeling brave?
feeling very brave. If Bane like casts Grip from the Fog, or if he like smokes up, he's dead.
Yeah. Well,
Knowing his limits.
And knowing his limits, yeah. And he is pretty close to Chrysalis, but you're right. Chrysalis first is a little bit odd after Phase Boots. If you want to go this build, Drum is definitely a useful item here because, like you said, Ember Spirit
I think
has
Drum would have paid for itself.
Yeah, some mana issues, and I mean, we've seen a lot of Ember Spirits. The Dendi Ember Spirit, he goes Arcane Boots. He likes the mana sustain, even Arcane Bottle. So he does have the bottle portion, and he does have a Ring of Aquila, so he's got a little bit of mana regen. But yeah, slightly different Ember Spirit build than what we're used to seeing. Let's take a look at inventories here. What else have we seen picked up? And somehow we missed this, but there's a Midas up on Shadow.
I'm afraid Radiant's middle tower is under siege.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
well,
he's going to have his BKB at a decent timing, though. 20 minutes is not bad.
Yeah, he's really close. Just a little bit
off
off the recipe.
Destroyed on bottom.
Yeah, Fiend's Grip into all that Timber Saw damage. Easy peasy. Sorry, Nyx Assassin, but you're going to head back to the well. That'll
They're
make
still
him
in this game, even though like Nyx hasn't really done that much and missed tons of stuns, and the supports had a really late level.
If you want to compare how the supports are doing, just look at Bane's KDA. He is 1, 2, and 13. He's been involved in 14 of their 16 kills. Meanwhile, you've got the 0, 2, and 2 Treant and 1, 3, and 6 Nyx Assassin on the Radiant side. Another huge disparity across the supports.
I'm surprised they're not defending this because the Lifestealer is not there, and yeah, Nyx Assassin isn't there either, but that T1 tower is pretty darn important. If they defend it, they can definitely heal it all the way back up, and there's no T1, so it'd be a very long time until Lifestealer can get there. Looks like they're smoked, looking for blood. Shadow Fiend makes his way up top. They do not have grip, though. They don't have really any way to deal with his Black King bar except for that grip. Looks like they may want to make a move on Lifestealer on the top, but he has to hit an Impale for this to happen.
Absolutely right. He does have an armlet up now as well. Mana Burn. He'll get the Rage off as well. He opened with... No, did he open with a Mana Burn?
He opened with Vendetta.
Oh, he just hit him. Okay. I don't know why that looked like a Mana Burn to me. I guess I'm just sleepy. Still, very unfortunate. A big opportunity there to perhaps get a kill on the Lifestealer, but they'll whiff once again.
Yeah, I think he just comes out with the straight Impale there instead of going greedy with the Vendetta hit.
Yep. I mean, you just need it. You know that Lifestealer is just ready to hit the Rage. It was also a good reaction from 633. He hit that Rage straight away as soon as he got Vendetta.
Whoa, Shotchlo. Going in deep.
Yeah. He will throw down a Fire Remnant, though.
He has the Chrysalis.
A little bit crit action coming out. There is a 5-man party on both sides of the coin here at the top lane.
They're ready to fight, though. They have Shadow King BKB. This is a pretty big turning point.
And open wounds on Visage to get things started off. This could be an easy 4 against 5. No, the Overgrowth comes out. Out comes the Chain Frost as well. They want this Lifestealer, but he'll get put into a Nightmare. That'll buy him some time. He'll still get taken out, but this Chain Frost doing a lot of damage. Shadow Fiend with a double kill on both the Bane and the Lifestealer. It ends up being a 1 for 2. Even though that Chain Frost took a lot of bounces, they just didn't have the damage to secure a kill here. And Yoki will actually pick off the Timber Saw. I thought they were going to dive the tower, but he'll pick him off by the side chop. Yol dove as well. Nyx Assassin clips him with a mana burn, and it's a 1 for 4. Relax, you're doing fine with some momentum. All of a sudden.
Big ult by Dread there, catching the Lifestealer right before the Visage fell down, and he didn't have his rage up. He tanked the Requiem, BKB, good face, and then he infested the Bane, and then some nice Shadow Raises coming out from Yoki right there. 5-3 into his Midas. Paid off finally. Got his BKB, has his treads, has 3,000 gold in the bank, and now they're going to be doing a lot of physical damage. Rox.KIS has been spending a very, very large amount of time roaming around as 4, as 5. And now I think they're going to have to play the farm game. And Relax is very well equipped to deal with the farm game. They have an Ember Spirit who scales really well. They have a
they've got a Midas on the Shadow Fiend as well. They can
a Sentry Ward.
definitely tango into the late game. Oh, Solo's in big trouble. He doesn't have another leap up.
Whoa.
Oh,
what
that
was that about? That was being ambitious.
Even just the beginning, he tried to go blow for blow with Shadow Fiend. I caught all of it, and he just connected with a few raises, a few auto attacks, and Mirana almost died just from that. Was forced to use the ultimate, then just walked right into a Sentry. Very unfortunate. Now Shotchlo, he's getting manly in the dire jungle. He finds Go Black, who does take a stun. Bolas to start things off, but he will just scurry back to this Flame Remnant.
Radiant's
I'm
middle
calling it a
tower
Flame
is under
Remnant. It's a
attack.
Fire Remnant.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Flame.
Fire Flame. And he will scoot back. So just doing a little bit of harassment. Nyx Assassin with a big item pickup here, though, following his first core item, which were the Arcane Boots. Now has Blink. Meanwhile, up top, Shotchlo again, engaging on 633, but just harassing. Yep. He's just been harassing back and forth and hopping back to those Fire Remnants.
I like how the pressure's not on Ember Spirit to farm up huge amounts of items this game. And as such, he can play a little bit more risky than normal and do a lot more damage because he doesn't have to play super passively because Shadow Fiend's there to back him up. 4,300 gold on Shadow Fiend. So gold grab right about that 1,000 gold mark in favor of Rox.KIS. And they have by far the better Roshan lineup too, with the Tree Armor and the Shadow Fiend. It looks like 633 is under a little bit of pressure. We see Nyx Assassin with a DD. He might go on Goblak right here. Goblak does not have any detection. He is going to be, wow, he's gone if he hits this Impale.
Yeah, there's the Vendetta, the Impale. Shotchlo comes in with the Sleight of Fist. Go Black will be able to defensive Nightmare himself. Living Armor comes out on Shotchlo. And can they secure this kill? Go Black with 39 hit points to spare. And he will survive. So a little bit of a missed opportunity for RX. So well played by Bane. Not to panic. They get the Nightmare off. Again, a missed stun coming out from Tame My Wild. They'll try and turn on Shotchlo as the arrow connects. And they do secure the kill. Well played by Rox.KIS. Support came in the nick of time. And they make it a 1-0.
A lot of these missed impales are leading to deaths to his teammates, though, which is very unfortunate. But Shadow Fiend, looks like he's going for a butterfly. Not bad, not bad. Get that deeps rolling.
He's actually pretty close as well. The Eagle Song already up and 1,500 in the bank. Definitely a good choice. Lifestealer can be a decent MKB carrier, but usually not his go-to item. What's on the courier here? That's going to be a basher. So that Butterfly will have at least a decent window of opportunity with a 35% evasion will come in handy. So Rox.KIS do grab that top tier 2 tower. 2 to 3 in total tower count, but
Rox.KIS needs to do Roshan very, very soon because they can't afford to give Relax to Roshan because they don't have as a good late game. So if Relax gets the next Roshan, they can delay the game by at least another like good 5 or 6 minutes and delay pushes just because they'll be so scared to take that fight. And with that, they can actually pressure the T2s very, very heavily. Rox.KIS, they've had the kill lead for almost the majority of the game, and they just only been able to take down 2 T1 towers because of this Treant. Nasty, nasty Treant. Almost has his mech up. And he is super annoying. If he gets a blink out, life's going to be miserable for Lifestealer.
Yeah, and speaking of mech, Lich very close to his as well. He's just about 50 off the recipe and has those first 2 core items. So it'll be reasonably evenly timed as actually Tree going to grab his mech just as we speak. So the support's now starting to catch up a little bit, just about on point with one another. Bane's still a hop and a skip ahead of the Visage, but Talk about a recovery. Visage was so poor for so long in this match, and now he's at least got a medallion up, has an Ogre Club, no doubt working towards that Ag Scepter. But, uh-oh, Bane will find himself a couple of smokes of deceit. I think Rox.KIS are going to be looking to get a bit aggressive here, or maybe they'll smoke into the Roche pit, try something cheeky. But yeah, they need to do something. They are definitely losing some of that momentum they picked up early on, even though they are still maintaining their team lead. Shadow Fiend is now taken over as the leading farmer by about 2,000 over the Lifestealer, and that is the butterfly he has just now completed.
Relax.
Relax, man. You got a butterfly. You're evading. So Rox.KIS are stationed outside of the Roche pit here, and looking for an opening perhaps. They will do a little bit of counter warding. Well done. And now Shotchlo pressing forward. Still hasn't made any item pickup since he grabbed the Crystallis, but does have about 2,200 sitting in the bank, so if he wants to make it a Daedalus, he'll be able to do so before too long. Familiar's doing a bit of harassment. And that's it. The Familiars will be enough to scare Rox.KIS out of what could have been a Roche, I would assume. And both sides will just go back to farming.
Yeah, I wonder what he's going to build. Straight Daedalus? That'd be a first, I think. Daedalus Rush on Ember Spirit that I've seen.
Yeah, in competitive at least. Yeah, definitely a bit atypical. Either the Battle Fury is the most common, but even a straight Deso is one we've seen if they want raw damage. Tame My Wild, he's in some trouble. He will Vendetta. They do put down a Sentry. A nice stun connects on Go Black, and that may be enough to keep him alive, as obviously Fiend's Grip is online here. He will blink out. Yoki coming in as well. Moonlight Shadow, and they will have to pull the plug on this gank attempt. Nightmare out on Yoki. Follow up not inbound. They will just retreat.
BKB on Bottom, but I don't think it's going to do that much.
Oh, Tame My Wild.
She can just... If Shadow Fiend focuses her, if they try and BKB, or she's just going to have to bounce.
Yeah. I mean, her damage is not really that high. She's hitting for about 150 right now. Arrow, whoa, that was a close one. Whizzes right between Yoki and TMW. They will repel this push.
It is going to be a Daedalus Rush.
Interesting.
And Relax still doing a very good job of making sure Rox.KIS doesn't do anything of significance. They're not taking the T1. They're not ganking any important heroes. They haven't taken Roshan out. And Relax is more than content to just play the farm war. And Last Hits is still far in favor of the big bad Shadow Fiend. He is still number 1 on net worth. Number 2 is Lifestealer. Number 3 is Priestess. Number 4 is Ember. But I still think Ember does more damage in team fights, even with 2,000 less gold. And Shadow Fiend does definitely a lot more damage than the Lifestealer in team fights because of all the AoE deeps.
Yep. Looks like Lifestealer may just abandon ship on grabbing an early Abyssal. He does have the Skull Basher now with a Demon Edge. One would assume that he's just going for a quick MKB now, looking to transition and cut through that evasion of the Butterfly. I think a smart choice because, oh, that evasion is just so hard to deal with when Lifestealer is one of your primary.
So is that tree overgrowth, though. I think that's going to prove to be his demise.
Yeah. Well, with that, Rox.KIS will move into the Roche pit. They have done some good jobs, a good job counter-warding here.
They know. Nice positioning by the Visage wards, Visage wards.
Well, they double his wards in a scenario like this. They will get Roche down to about 75%, and then they will back out as they see the Familiars. I think the smart play here.
They get crushed in a Roshan fight.
Yeah.
Like, really badly.
Yeah, between the Overgrowth, which is now level 2, and then a Requiem of Souls. Not the easiest... not an easy execution for Shadow Fiend. He does have a BKB, but
they can just spam Sleight of Hand.
Yeah, that's
Sleight of Fist into the pit, and you're gonna get destroyed.
Yeah, they've got a lot of AOE that Rox.KIS do not want to tango with in such a small little corridor. So they will just go back to defending their tier 2 tower in the mid. Wow, Sadoi, what happened? That was a big old crit.
Yeah, Ember Spirit does crit. What, like 200 damage plus 120, so 320 in crits.
Wow.
So he does like a good 700-ish damage when he crits.
He hurts, man.
Yeah, he does hurt, especially on a low armor hero like Timber 3 armor.
Yeah.
Well, he has Frost armor though.
Yep. Lich trying to do what he can with what he's got. Frost armor definitely makes a big difference. It's actually ice armor. I thought it was called Frost armor too.
Maybe it's the ogres.
Uh-oh, Yoki does take a stun, but a nice impale does connect. Shadow Fiend, Fiend's Grip was used, and he's trying to channel a big Ripping of Souls. He does get it off. Solo in some trouble. Bane gets dropped as well. This is a disaster for Rox.KIS. An easy 3-0 to get things started. They'll get another kill onto the Timber Saw, and now this tier 2 tower is destined to fall. Is there a buyback situation? There is. Lifestealer's got one, but he is the only one, and I don't think him and Lich will be able to do too much to keep this tier 3 tower alive. He will burn the buyback, though. Glyph still available for Rox.KIS. Maybe they can make a hold, but
Lifestealer dies one more time.
Yep, Lich will get dropped. He already used the Chain Frost in that big fight. Now we do have the Lone Ranger here, Lifestealer.
It's beyond comprehension.
Doesn't even have an infest up, though. He's going to be forced to stay back, and he's going to have to watch his barracks fall. He can't afford to suicide here.
Yeah, now they can just transition to Roshan. Rox.KIS can't take a fight there, and they can just play the waiting game. Or they can just push a T2, focus on Lifestealer once Overgrowth is up again, and then just close out the game from there. So, I mean, it was pretty much just one fight to seal Rox.KIS's fate, and that's the thing about their lineup. They don't have the greatest late game. They try to put a lot of pressure, but even with a Midas on the Lifestealer, he just cannot compete. The net worth difference was just 1,000 gold about 2 minutes ago. Now it's almost 6,000.
Wow.
In between him and the Shadow Friend.
Yeah, you know, and I have to criticize Solo a little bit. The way he's been using his leap, it's been an initiation tool rather than an escape tool.
Dude, that attack speed, man.
Yeah.
32 attack speed, it's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad, but positioning is the big problem. We saw him in that in multiple fights where he hops in and then can't make an escape because he's already burned that valuable positioning tool. And that fight was the same thing. He hops forward and then
that's true,
just got destroyed.
At the same time, I can understand where he's coming from, because if they don't do enough damage during Lifestealer's rage, they'll lose the fight because they have the tools to deal with the Lifestealer post raid very easily, and even during raid. So if they don't get a kill in like the first like 5 to 7 seconds of the fight, they're probably gonna lose the fight. So they need to go all out early, using Chain Frost early, using Grip early, using Rage early, using Leap, and then after that, if they're out of stuff, that's just how the cookie crumbles, because she can't man fight a Shadow Fiend. Like, the alternative is she stays out and then she waits until Lifestealer's cooldowns are down, and then they can just focus her. So she's going in and Wendell.
Yeah, we'll see a big team fight break out here inside the Roachman. Yoki will actually be the first to fall. Overgrowth comes out. Chain Frost takes a couple of bounces and will stop there. Shadow Fiend has fought back. Nyx will grab a double kill. Roach still alive coming out. He's going to proc a couple of bashes. Rox.KIS still alive, but not for long. They've got a lot of low health heroes, and they will get cleaned up. Bane, the only one left alive. A triple kill coming out for the Nyx Assassin. Might not have been Tame My Wild's game earlier, but he has now redeemed himself. And that will be a complete wipe on the Dire side. A much
I think that Dodge Slows by and far played the best on the Relax. He created so much space for him to dueling.
A little bug out here as the game comes to an end. But you're absolutely right, my friend. That Ember Spirit was out of control. He was making cheeky plays all over the place, using those fire remnants, and I don't know, it was looking a little bit sketchy for RX for a while in this game, but